Okay, so we know exactly what we're looking for, and we've got the messaging that's going to compel them. So where are we going to find these potential rock stars? Well, the rookie mistake is to post and pray on the job boards. That works in times of high unemployment, but it doesn't work now. You actually have to go find people. You can't wait for them to come to you if you're serious about recruiting rock stars. When it comes to sourcing candidates, you want to think about yield, and it's just like a sales funnel. So you want to think about how much time am I investing in this particular sourcing method, and how many am I receiving, and how many of those candidates turn into hires, and what's the cost per hire. You want to think about it just like a sales funnel. And I can tell you based on my experience kind of what you're going to see. So let's talk about job postings first, the big job boards. It's not uncommon to get 300 resumes for one job posting. Yet I can't tell you the last time I hired someone from an inbound application on a job board. Now, you might as well go ahead and use them, but just be careful in terms of what to expect. Next, there is proactive search. That's where you reach out to candidates and try to entice them to talk to you about a particular position. Very commonly, I'll talk to 150 people that I reach out to and get one hire. So it works, but it is time consuming. And then there's the employee referral program. This is by far the single best source of great candidates. And it's not uncommon to get 20 referrals and hire one, maybe 2 or 3 of them, a phenomenal yield rate. Now, if you're like most companies, most of your inbound applicants come from job boards. But for most companies, the best candidates actually come through employee referrals. They're fastest, lowest cost, best DNA fit, and they actually stay the longest. In fact, your employee referral program should be generating 50% of your hires. Not your applicants, not your resumes, but half of your hires should ideally be coming from your employee referral program. So the first question is, of course, do you have an employee referral program? If not, then creating one has simply got to be your priority one. If you do have a program, but you're not generating 50% of your new hires that way, it can probably be a lot more effective. So let's go through how to do that. First of all, how much to pay. A lot of people think this is the key driver. The good news is there's no need to break the bank. Studies show that it's not the amount you pay, it's how often you promote the program. Do you keep it fresh? And do you keep it in front of your employees? Let's be honest, they forget it's not their full-time job to be a recruiter. So it's promotion more than pay. If you can't afford to pay cash, that's fine too. You can compensate in trips, or equity, or vacation, gift cards, merchandise from your company, swag. Be creative. It doesn't have to be a lot of money, but it does need to stay in front of your employees. Now, one of the philosophy differences that comes up when it comes to employee referral programs is this idea of paying different amounts for different kinds of positions. And I'll tell you where I stand. I feel like it sends the wrong message to pay, say, $1,000 for this position, but $5,000 for another position. Yes, this position is probably harder to find, maybe software developers, but it does send a message to your employees that some are valued more than others. So you really want to think about it before you do that. My experience, just pay $2,000 for everybody. Pick an amount you can afford to pay consistently and call it a day. Again, the amount you pay is not the most important thing. Promotion is, and it needs to be at least twice a month, focusing on your hardest to fill positions. So it can't be a message to your employees that says, hey, we need your referrals, send us your best people. Tell them we're looking for this, this, and this, and use a variety of medium. It can be emails, it can be in public speeches, perhaps by your CEO. It can be in posters, signs by the urinal, whatever it is, use a variety of media. And don't just include your employees, add your vendors and your customers because they have a vested interest in the success of your business. So you're expanding your potential referral program. Public recognition works. So you want to talk about, hey, Harry referred someone that we just hired into the director of marketing position, and let people know about that progress. You can't just set it and forget it. In fact, you really need to keep it fresh. So this is another area, just like your job invitation, where your head of marketing is an invaluable partner. That person should be coming up with a theme and almost create a drumbeat to continue to promote the program every couple of weeks. You got to remember the 10th time you say it is the first time that someone actually hears it. Okay, next, your employee referral program cannot become a black hole. You know what I'm talking about? Employees refer someone and they never hear back. Well, that's not going to work because they will never refer another person again. Employee referrals automatically go to the top of the stack and they all get a fair hearing no matter what. You interview every single one and you're going to be surprised sometimes in the positive direction. Circle back with the employee who referred, let them know the status. In fact, you can make it super easy so that people can see the openings you've got and how to submit and how to track the progress of their referrals. Okay, next, policies. Keep it super simple. A lot of companies are so worried about overpaying, so they'll put a lot of fine print into the referral program. We'll pay you a third on the first day, and then 3 months later, we'll pay you the next third, and then they've been on 12 months, we'll pay you you know what? Pay fully on the first day of work. Your employee, the person that referred this individual, can't control those things. They have no ability to deal with that. So just find an amount you can live with and pay them on the first day. Be generous. Don't worry about referral spams. You'll deal with them if they come up. And I'll be honest, they almost never come up. Okay, next thing. When you're designing this, just like a compensation plan, you want to drive behavior, things that are controllable by your employee. So consider putting in place maybe a very low cost incentive for every referral they make. A $5 or $10 Starbucks gift card every time they refer someone can immediately drive referrals. So there's that component and then pay them a bonus when the person is hired, kind of a hybrid structure. Does that make sense? Okay, immediate reinforcement, that's what I'm talking about. Next, sit down with every one of your new hires in their first 30 days and get the names of the best people they've ever worked with, not just the ones they think are looking, but you almost want to develop a potential Rockstar list ahead of the need. That's what developing a pipeline of talent is all about. Now, you can use an employee referral program SaaS or software package to track all this, and I've included a technology guide in the briefcase that lists some of the big ones. They're super cheap, super simple, and will make it easy to track these things. Remember, your employee referral program is your #1 priority when it comes to sourcing. Okay, your homework. Get your hands on a copy of your employee referral program. If you can't get your hands on it, if it doesn't exist, you need to create one. Work with your head of talent to actually design and create a program with the best practices that I've shared with you. Next, talk with your CEO and get her or him to talk about this in every speech, every company event, every company update. This is mission critical. It's a bi-weekly promotion where people get sick of hearing about it because you talk about it all the time. Again, the more you talk about it, the more referrals you're going to generate. So ask your head of HR or talent what your company's current percentage is. What percent of new hires come from employee referrals? And set a goal of doubling that over the next 12 months. So again, half your hires are coming from your employee referral program, which means we got to talk about the other half, and that starts in our next lesson.